Hi guys, I'm fine. With Duelist Nexus arriving and many revving their synchro engines with Vanadium and Synchron Megapiles, some legacy support has just been released for some fan-favorite archetypes. Well, less so fan-favorite for Infernoble. Distant Coder is enjoying some of this other legacy support, arriving with Unchained. For a little background to the archetype, the Unchained set of cards released in Chaos Impact way back in 2019, 4 years ago, with the gimmick that upon being destroyed, except by their own effects, each monster could summon another Unchained monster directly from the deck, climbing into the Unchained Soul boss monsters, with powerful effects such as linking away your opponent's monsters during your opponent's turn, and smaller interruptions with their lineup of trap cards and the abominable Unchained Soul. These cards would grind your opponent down to size, and win these games with sheer card value. But why did these cards fade away in the first place? For one, cards like Ash Blossom and Joy Spring just simply became a staple of the metagame, and the deck simply wasn't powerful enough to deal with an Ash Blossom on their first turn. The problem is that once your destruction loop between your twins would get interrupted, there would be no way to get back on track unless you top decked into just another one. But okay, the deck is back, and boy, is it not just legacy support, it's meta level support. 3 new cards have been introduced to the archetype. Unchained Soul Sharvara and Unchained Soul Shayama are both level 6 Fiend monsters who adds the immense play extension this deck needs. Sharvara has a quick effect to summon itself from the hand by destroying a Fiend or a set card you control, and if Sharvara is sent to the graveyard by any means, you can set an Unchained spell or trap directly from your deck. Needless to say, this is your new primary extender. Being able to go +3 if you pop an Unchained Twin is insane, even by modern standards. Also, this card can build interruption during your opponent's turn with some cards we haven't talked about just yet, but it can't be understated how unbelievably flexible this card is. The second Unchained Soul is Shayama, with a very useful effect. While on the field, it can destroy a card you control and then destroy any spell trap on the field, yours included. And while it's in the graveyard, you can destroy a Fiend or a set card, special summon itself, but return it to the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. Okay, not as game-changing as Sharvara, but still extremely useful as an extender and recursion. However, when you draw this card, it sometimes serves as a bit of a brick, so probably don't want to max out on it. These 2 Unchained Soul cards give access as well to a really powerful rank 6, even when you're Fiend locked. DDD Wave High King Caesar is a non-once per turn negate. Couldn't get much better than that. Lastly, the new Link 2, Unchained Soul Yama, is yet another game changer. Unchained Soul Yama has the effect where on summon, it can add an Unchained monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. We see you, Droll and Lockbird, and that just sounds strong enough. But its second effect is even spicier. When it's in the graveyard and a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, which is like every Unchained card ever printed, you can banish this card from the graveyard, summon or add back any Unchained monster in your graveyard. Once again, this card is extremely versatile. Not only does it extend your plays on your first turn, it can add an extra level of interruption while this card is in the graveyard during your opponent's turn. Let's not forget, this card can summon back any Unchained monster. That can include your Link monsters, Abominable Unchained Soul. Talk about an Unchained Twin if you just want a Link climb. It is so darn flexible. These 3 cards combined make this deck a tier deck, allowing it to keep up with modern strategies, while keeping a compact 20 to 25 card engine, allowing tons of space for different engines or just straight hand traps and board breakers. There are so many ways to build this deck as well. In the OCG, folks have been experimenting with Unchained Labyrinth, being able to set your Unchained normal traps from the deck, and being able to create further plays and more interruption with just a simple Unchained engine. Going second variants of Unchained have cropped up, with large sweeping effects like Dark Hole and Interrupted Kaiju Slumber already helping out the Unchained gameplay, while these cards also find themselves in a pretty decent spot in the meta. Not to mention, this deck is incredibly cheap, Just $100 for a full Unchained core for a completely nuanced, very high skill ceiling deck? That sounds like great Yu-Gi-Oh to me. Overall, it's a great design choice by Konami. A 4 out of 5 deck in terms of budget, and definitely a tier 2 to a tier 1.5 strategy with a lot of nuance and playmaking. It's a great, enjoyable deck. 2 thumbs up from me. And that's going to do it for me. With a lot of attention being generated from the latest feature match review video, I found it pretty necessary to try and spit out another topic that I was pretty darn passionate about. So, well, as payment, of course, if you reach this point, you're going to have to subscribe. Sorry, there's not much else I can say there. Until next time, folks, though, feature match reviews are coming right up and around the corner to sate your unbelievable viewing hunger. We'll see you then. Peace.